how the lady found her or whatever.
Yeah, it was a very expensive way to put those two together.
Spoilers will be probably in this. So if you have not seen this movie and would like to see it without spoilers, don't listen to this. Go watch it and then listen to this.
Wait.
Welcome to the It Couple.
Here you will get to listen to a husband and wife babble
About life situations, enjoyment, and fantasies.
And without further ado, let's start the show.
Well, hello everyone. I am Laura here.
And I'm Xavion.
And you are listening to the Couple Podcast.
Yay!
Just in case you weren't sure.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess we, if you haven't done it already, a little update, because we put a picture on Instagram. We have rearranged our recording area, which will be rearranged again. Well, I have rearranged our recording area.
Yep.
Well, I was trying something new because we were recording close to my desk, and I thought that if we could have a dedicated space just for doing podcasts, it would be nice. And I think it was nice. I do see one big misstep is I find that it's easier to talk face to face if it's just me and you.
Yeah. Well, you mean instead of cranking our heads to the side?
Yeah. Yes, I'm working my neck muscles.
I know. We're gonna have to switch seats and microphones just so that I can stretch the other side too.
Oh yeah, so it would make a more natural conversation. You will see that, and then you'll get that. Actually, others must have filled that problem too, because when I was looking and researching about podcast setups too, a lot of people had them side to side. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is the way you go to do it. And as soon as I pressed the record button, we instantly didn't like it. In fact, we had another recording that's going to be exclusively on Patreon because of the kittens.
Yeah.
But we can talk about that. Since this will be up, though, we do want to say to everybody, even though it's late, and we did put it out on Twitter, but happy 4th of July after 4th of July.
Now we'll know whether they had a good one or not.
Oh yes, please let us know if you've done something interesting. And do you want to talk about or start off how we had ours?
Oh, okay, we're doing a 4th of July, or...
Oh, no, I thought we'd give a little blurb, and then we can get into our topic.
Oh, okay. Well, we went and visited with my family after my mom had our daughter for 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, and we were loving that time.
Yeah, that was nice. Mm-hmm. And anyhow, so then we went and met down there and spent the whole day and did swimming.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get to do any fireworks because it was raining. And welcome to Florida in the summertime.
well, we didn't do fireworks. What I do find funny is we did experience fireworks nonetheless.
Yeah, no, on our drive back home, while we were driving through at night, there was a lot of fireworks going off.
Oh yeah, just seeing it from the left and the right. Oh, look at there! Oh, look at there! And as we're just driving on our way, and a lot of people put a lot of money, and then while it was pouring, people were still just refusing to stop putting out the fireworks on. And
and then I swear people were driving extra crazy that night, and I think because fireworks were kind of distracting them from their driving, they're trying to watch the fireworks and stuff like that instead of driving, and I could say that's not a good idea. Thankfully, we got home safely. And of course, we had to also deal with all the smoke and stuff like that caused from the fireworks.
Which I think is interesting. They set up so much fireworks that they were literally were driving dudes fog.
Yeah.
which is and that shows you the American way. We know that which I think it may be oh man, we're damaging the
I can say that
nature.
Where we were driving through was not so bad. The worst I've ever seen was when I was younger, we went to to Hawaii, and we were there for no, it wasn't for 4th of July. We were there for New Year's, and wow, they know how to do fireworks there, and the whole island was so smoky. When we were driving home, it was crazy. We couldn't see very far in front of us at all. It was just insane. It was literally it looked like there was smoke from a fire or something. It was just so thick and dense. Anyhow, so we are talking about game versus movie.
Oh, that's right, Tomb Raider. I was trying to think, like, what were you talking about?
Well, we could probably use this for other games versus movies. You get a lot of book versus movie, but you don't really get a lot of game versus movie. So we're doing a game versus movie, and our first one is going to be Tomb Raider.
Yes. Well, not too long ago, we had, did you watch Tomb Raider before, or was it the first time we were watching it together?
No, that was the first time. We watched it together.
So it wasn't too long ago that we watched Tomb Raider the movie.
Yeah, we finally got to see the new one that just came out this year, 2018, and so we watched the Tomb Raider movie.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about it beforehand. I mean, it's definitely been out for a while now, and people gave it kind of a lukewarm reception. For most part, it's not exactly the worst movie out there, and I can say you probably won't find it's not a movie you'll regret watching. You'll enjoy it. It's not the greatest thing out there, but I can definitely say it's you won't regret watching it. But just lower your expectations if you're excited for some reason. But to compare it to the game,
and we are talking about the recent movie and game, not the original movie and game with Tomb Raider.
Yes. On the video game world, we have they had another version of the older version of Tomb Raider and the video game, which more pixelated with reduced graphics, and everybody remembers Angelina Jolie played Tomb Raider back then.
Yeah.
And we're
Laura Croft.
Yeah, played Laura Croft as the Tomb Raider back then.
Yep.
And there was in the recent movie, and I forget the actress name because I am not doing all this research.
I have no idea.
But I think she did a stellar job being the character. They did all right.
Well, yeah. I mean, they were the 2018 release of Tomb Raider. They based it off of the game that released in 2013, and and
the game as far as
it was loosely based off of it.
And to compare the two, because I can see where people could go, well, one's a game and one's a movie. They're not. There's like apples and oranges.
Yeah. Well, say that to everybody who compares books and movies. Because I swear I hear that one a lot.
Well,
it's not the book. It's not as good as the book. And it's never going to be as good as the original.
Yes. But here you have the game that has cutscenes. It has those moments where they have those impactful lines. They have to segue from one event to another. So while there is a part where you are interactive, if they could cut down a lot of the interactive and have probably a close running time to that movie.
Yeah.
And I can think would work as a good closer comparison. Now, when we did the first playthrough on the video game, there was this really good dynamic scene before you even you see the title Tomb Raider, and movies done it before. I mean, actually, many games done it before. You see this epic thing happen, and then boom, title. Now, do you remember how the movie started off with? Because I kind of remember, like, she was just a normal girl who was... Yeah,
that was where she was in... No, they started off with the fight, the boxing ring fight, right?
Yes.
And so, yeah, she was just getting beat up by another woman.
And she said, almost would have had her another round. It was neat. It was a neat fight. She was getting her butt kicked, and
then we watched the very important and cool scene of the bike race of them hunting the fox.
That was, if there was a throwaway scene, I think that could have been a throwaway scene. I mean, were there stunts? Yes. Were there a lot going on? Yes. Were there a lot of people around and stuff?
It is really
nothing to add to the story.
There's only one movie I have ever seen that I was, and it was about biking, that I thought was like, wow, I can't believe I'm actually enjoying and on the edge of my seat with biking. And it had Joseph Lee. I don't know his name. I don't know his name. We watched it, but
let me describe the scene. So you have Laura Croft, the Tomb Raider, jump into a random bike race.
Jordan. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Okay, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Anyhow, sorry, go ahead.
But you have Laura Croft. She's going to a race. It's in the middle of a city, broad daylight, cars moving around and whatnot. And this is in London, I'm guessing.
Premium Rush. That was the name of the movie.
Premium Rush. Okay, in the middle of traffic, and what she's doing is you have to follow her as she has this tank of paint, and she's spilling it over the side.
Yeah, pretty much it's a horse hunt where she is the fox and she has a tail, and it's also
while
kind
they're
of
riding
like,
bikes too.
It's also kind of like flag football where
Yeah.
you have to grab the tail kind of thing, and that's the end of the race.
Yes.
So she is one person and is running away from. It has to play
Let's say like 20 people. It's about like 20.
There was probably more than that. There was quite a few bikes there, maybe 30 or 40.
Yeah.
And they were in London, I believe, right?
Yes.
Major metropolitan city, and I'm pretty sure this is the kind of thing that, it'd be like street racing.
Yeah.
It's probably not legal.
And then let me just emphasize, Tomb Raider
Yep.
in a BMX race
Yep.
with playing Tag Your It in the middle of London.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, it's like
other than London being in there, there's not much of a connection there.
The thing is, I can get where the boxing kind of connects with the Tomb Raider aspect of it. You need to learn how to fight. She's going to get into fights and stuff like that. But the bike, I'm not sure where that one connects. It didn't. It didn't connect with the rest of the movie.
Really didn't. I think that's the correct answer there. Other than it being in London,
and it didn't progress the story at all. It
didn't really prove a point.
Really, they could have done the boxing thing, then done a little bit of this is where her life is at. And actually, I remember how that progressed it. She got caught and was sent to jail, and then that's how the lady found her or whatever.
Yeah, it was a very expensive way to put those two together.
Spoilers will be probably in this. So if you have not seen this movie and would like to see it without spoilers, don't listen to this. Go watch it and then listen to this.
Wait. Listen. Hear me out. Okay, now if you're thinking, oh no, I'm worried about this movie, we're about to spoil Tomb Raider for you. As I just explained, this is not something to be too excited for. You won't really regret watching it, but this is Tomb Raider. It's okay. It's okay.
Listening to our podcast is probably more entertaining.
Exactly. we're gonna spoil some things on there, but just relax, man. You're not missing much, okay? But to note that as you play the game and only going off of the visuals and not you touching your controller, are you doing anything? What happens to Laura Croft there? And the reason why there's a connection too, because I don't know, there's the guy named Matthias in the movie who was also there's a Matthias in the game, and I'll get to that contrast in a second because
his name was Matthias?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know the dude's name. I just knew he was a creepy dude.
Yeah, which one was creepier?
Oh, well, I guess. Well, I don't know. I mean, the Matthias guy from the game isn't all that creepy.
Oh, you haven't got to the end, have you?
The game?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the same guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's been a long time since I played the whole game all the way through.
Yeah, like he starts off. Oh, that even adds to his character, but we'll get there soon. Anyway, the game in beginning, I want you to kind of describe it because you just played it, kind of the rekindling
I played the intro of it again.
Yeah.
So,
you press start, you start the game, and then what happens?
Oh, well, first you kind of see a boat crash happening, and then Lara Croft washes ashore, and she got saved from drowning by washing ashore, and it's nighttime, and it's raining.
Holy crap, you just rushed over. Wait. Okay, I'm going to describe this part. Okay. You press start, and then the game launches with the opening cutscene. She is in the boat, already underwater as this thing is crashing. That's how you start. You press start. You're the girl who's in a boat, who's in water, drowning, and being rescued, swimming out of it as the boat is breaking in half. And you're running out. This is before the whole game starts. And then you somehow get washed ashore after that. Okay, now you start. I just wanted to add that in.
Anyhow, so you're on shore, you see everybody else, and you're like, hey, I'm okay, but they don't see you, and then, bam, you get hit by something, and you, everything goes black.
Yes.
And then you kind of come to a little bit while you're being dragged, and then they're hanging you up on something, and then you come to fully and realize you're hanging upside down, tied. I don't even know how they got, like, they mummified you practically.
Yeah, like you're wrapped up in sheets and you're tied down, upside down, hanging by your feet.
Yeah, or and then you kind of look around and you have to, and then that's when you finally get control and you're like, okay.
Yeah. So, boxing scene from the first movie. Being broken out of a boat, boat literally broke as we're first drowning inside the boat, then then finally getting out, jumping into the water and almost drowning outside, then you got punched. That's how you got hit. You got punched in the face. You wake up upside down. It just doesn't compare. I mean, like the other ones, I
will say one thing with the game that you couldn't really do so much in the movie because it would be really hard to follow. They do a lot of she finds pieces of information and then she has like a flashback to, this is what was happening and stuff like that. Or you're watching her video recorder and stuff. That would be really confusing to constantly do that in a movie. So I could get where they have to follow more of a timeline in the movie. But one of the big things that I thought was crazy with the movie was that her it was all centered around her and her dad, which, the very original ones, they kind of were too a bit, where it was all centered around her and her father. Whereas, the game, you really hardly ever...
Yeah, he just passed away.
Yeah,
he was a great guy. You're Croft. You are this. But as far as what your family did, you just need to be a Croft because they're pretty cool. But it was more
about the people that were actually around you, and you were trying to save them. They were your family now, and it was about that. And then of course, finding the answers to this mystery.
Now we're going back to the game. We're talking about the saving the Croft thing. In the most recent game, that's what it seems like where that dynamic comes from. Where damn dare you meet the damn dad in the movie, which for some reason killed it for me. I
know. I was I could not believe that they did that. I'm okay, the dad's dead. She's trying to find out what happened to dad. She goes there, and then this...
Dad?
I know.
Hi. I've been here the entire time. Yeah.
I had a feeling they were going to do that just because it's Hollywood and it's a movie. But, seriously, that was horrible. I hated that.
We've seen it in movies.
It made it less about this young girl who's learning how to survive as you get in the game. You are you have to survive, and you're trying to save everybody and trying to, find the answers to this. And then all of a sudden it was about the movie, made it about, I have to find my dad.
Yeah, which it really watered it down. So there, it was building up to something, and then the dad scene, it was just it was thrown in there too. They really could have just taken that out, and it would have enhanced the movie.
I feel like we had more of a connection in the movie between her and that captain kid guy or whatever. Yeah. They're that. They should have done more with that. That relationship was much more interesting and more dynamic in her story arc, I thought, of her progressing to become, Lara Croft than this.
Actually, he seemed like a strong character. His dad did die.
Yeah.
While in the camp, but and he gets there anyway, and he's
he saves everybody.
Yeah.
Really, he's the one that saved everybody, not her.
Yeah. He's actually the savior. I'm glad he came. Laura went to go explore in a cave, and he's while they're in there, let's go. Oh my goodness. That's now going back to the video game. What they did have was this one guy who knew Laura's father, And he was like a really excellent guy, kind of like telling her how to survive, and or had trained her before.
In the game, yeah,
yeah. And you had those flashbacks as you're walking through.
He was more of like a father figure in the game, I guess.
Yeah, and there's even the part where he actually is. Because I don't feel like if you're not a gamer, you're probably never going to play this, but it is much better than the movie. It would definitely be miles higher than the movie. You do feel a stronger connection.
You could probably go on Google and find just the
Clip notes. Yeah.
Well, there are people who will take the cutscenes to games and put it all together. So all you have to, yeah, I've seen it before. I've watched many games before. Oh. Or you could just go watch a YouTuber play Laura, play Tomb Raider. I'm sure there are. Others.
I can imagine it would be pretty short for someone on there, but it's definitely a way higher climactic movie. And if you've seen it, if you've seen the movie and you do own a PlayStation or Xbox or wherever this game is on, I encourage you, if this is your first game, give it a shot. I mean, the controls are kind of hard to work with, but you've got a good movie in your hand that that you'll thoroughly enjoy. Mm-hmm. If you like the Tomb Raider movie, you will, I guarantee you, be blown away and maybe even just a little bit pissed off that the movie didn't kind of go that close.
Yeah. Although I will say, even easy on the game.
Yes, for somebody even easy is challenging. You died 5 times on the opening cutscene before we got to there was this Tomb Raider. I died. And now to begin.
And this is a game I've played and beat before.
Yes.
It's been quite a few years. For 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And I'm not a major controller gamer, I guess.
You're not good
every time I get onto Xbox or PlayStation controllers, I'm I don't know where these buttons are. So anytime they do QuickTime events, which Tomb Raider, the game, is full of QuickTime events, and if you do not get it in that instant, man, you're done.
Let me describe a QuickTime event for those who do not know. Now imagine you're holding your phone in your hand, right, and your keyboard is open, and then you see on your phone like a countdown saying 3, 2, 1. R, and you have to press R on that keyboard before the timer runs out. That's a quick time, and then it asks you to press certain buttons at this time so you can execute a cutscene. Typically, if you don't execute it, you still get a cutscene, but it's
not usually a good one.
Yes,
I got smashed by a rock numerous times.
It was one. It fell on your leg and hip, and you see your hip crushed.
You hear the crunch. And
and first thing and then it hits the chest and boom, and the head, she gets mutilated when you you get there was the one you're going through the river, and then as you're going through the river, we've all seen those scenes in movies. People oh no, I'm going to harm myself in a river of water, but here you see a freaking branch go straight in her mouth, out the top of her head. It is a
Well, that was the parachuting scene. That one always gets me.
Yeah.
And not from the movie, the one from the game.
Yeah. All these scenes you can't even see in the movie because movies don't show that. You can't watch.
Well, that would be a little odd to do in a movie,
then you could try again.
Try again. They did that in Jumanji, the movie, the most recent one.
Oh,
with the rock and stuff. You had 3 lives.
Okay, that's the only one I know. Okay.
It can only work in certain scenarios.
Maybe except if it's not video game related, that's the only those are the only ones. I think every video game reference game may have played that mechanic. So I was thinking of a few, and it's video game. Even the recent one with what call it? I cannot think of it. It was a recent one. They were in trailer parks, and then they were all connected.
Oh, Ready Player One.
And they also had...
That one was good.
Yeah, good. Which we're not talking about today. Going back on there, I want to talk about Matthias.
Okay,
the bad guy. Now, from the movie... I don't actually remember much about him, and I'm a struggle to kind of put...
He was a creepy... you could tell he was the bad guy. He had that bad guy vibe. I'm a bad guy kind of thing,
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And he shot and killed a few people, which was about as crazy as it got.
And by crazy, which I think is when people do the crazy act, there's many ways you can go. This guy did, constant surprised face crazy. So, just gotta imagine a guy who got surprised. So, happy birthday! His eyes are wide and open. That's him the entire movie. Just bug-eyed, wide open the entire time. He shoots you. He hates you. He says silly lines and whatever. You gonna do this right now? Surprised face the entire time.
Well, in all honesty, he did bad things. But was he really a bad guy? Because he had to do these things in order to go back home. I mean, he was being forced to do these things.
Okay, he had a legitimate reason. I still think he still had that bad guy to be bad guy reasons.
Oh, well, I mean, to him, killing people was bad.
Yeah, if you build out his character...
You're a bad guy.
well, yes, but if you built out his character, you could probably easily convert him to a good guy. I mean, like, I gotta get out of here. Like, this is how I do... Or make a weird redemption story of, why he had to murder so many people. Mm-hmm. And that would have been a better movie. But when you look at the Matthias from the video game, now, when they first shows him, he's with your friend. This paint the scene. He's sitting with your friend. You've been pulled away. You've just got off the boat at a fire, and he's showing his leg is hurt. He has
you already
a cane.
know at this point that there are crazy people out there that are trying to hang you up and kill you, and who knows what else to you. So you're a little non-trusting.
And your character reacts to that. He goes in for the handshake. Hello, I'm Matthias. And even though his voice and everything is way better than, go do this, go that. That's
and there's this thought this guy is a bad guy, but at the same time you're like, I mean, maybe he's not. Maybe he's just
for the first time playing the game, which I think I just spoiled playing the game for you. But for the first time when you're playing the game, you get that feeling like, okay, maybe he is good. Maybe we're here with other people who are like us, and can help us out. And he doesn't look like he's like one of those guys. He's not dressed like some of those crazies you deal with. And then of course, soon after you find out that he is not a good guy. In fact, he is a really bad guy. But I like how that kind of works, as you're almost kind of caring for this guy. Okay, he seems nice and okay, and then this is not a good guy at all. Not a good guy at all. I think that works as kind of painting a villain in verse. This guy is bad guy. He be bad. I'm bad guy. Shoot person. Bang. All right, make me bad. Like that's not enough dynamic. I need the humility from him to really kind of paint out the character.
Yeah.
All right. Ending. Not the ending scene. I don't think I would need to go there, but
well, I guess the thing was too, I feel like the movie tried to say, hey, yeah, this is actually connected to the game, even though we totally ditched most of the story and the good parts of it, because it's still Himiko, that you're hunting down.
Yes.
And we put the airplane scene in there. And the parachute scene even got in there too.
Uh-huh.
But it's they left everything else that actually made it good. The game
I can't
story
say
good.
The parachutes, the plane scene in the movie, I think did a really good job. But I still have to say, maybe because this was a part that is interactive and you're holding a controller, sweaty palms and everything, but you're kind of, you feel that pressure of that plane kind of wiggling.
Well, I mean, the controllers, they vibrate and stuff like that, which I swear they need to, make movie theaters on a whole have that. It vibrates and, it shakes you around a little bit. And Actually, there was one where we kind of went to that did something like that.
And Disney did.
No, an actual movie theater. We were watching, I think maybe it was Black Panther we were watching, and it actually kind of
I know, it wasn't Black Panther. We had this one movie theater that's here in Tampa. And if you want bass, they have it in this theater. They have so much bass and everything rocks. And I'm a bass head. I love bass. But this is the first theater where I've gone here and said, maybe they need to cut down the bass. Like, it is, just gotta throw it out there. I have this pair of headphones that we have spoiled the price for them, and I will not spoil the price for them, but they did retail at a certain point in time at $200. Don't spoil it. But because I'm a bass head, I really, really, really love bass. And yeah, I think it was that theater we went to when we saw that, and it just, like, every single thing rumbled. If he spoke and it was too deep, it just rumbled. It went through your whole body, like man, Chakala is just, I can't say his name. It's just, yeah, he just has that presence, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I wanted to kind of throw in there the last scene in the movie. You remember what happened? What the big secret from the Himiko from the movie was that she had a disease. Now, the Himiko from the game, oh my God, there was monsters, blizzard happening at the same time. You have people shooting machine guns. You're, like, running a circle in the middle of this snowstorm, and you're, like, dodging. There's everything is going on. That's before, like, climbing this giant statue to get there. It is bonkers nuts what you're going through. Compared to, you're stuck in this weird tomb. Oh, she has a disease. If you touch it, it'll die. That's really bad. But it's not, you're over 100, or probably 1,000 feet in the air, dangling, hanging off a bit of what do you call those things that she was like a pickaxe, about to fall to your death in the middle of a blizzard. It's not one of those situations.
Yeah. I think the story with the disease and thing was really kind of interesting. But yeah, their execution to it was... There was a lot to be desired. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, coming from the video game coming out first, and granted, I know that at a certain point reality has to kick in. They're not going to be able to do what they did in the video. Oh no,
yeah, definitely not. Well, at least not everything. But it's still like.
But isn't it crazy we now live in a world where we can actually say that about video games? Like before, we would see Mario and stuff like that. Like, oh, they're going to make a movie out of Mario. They're going to be through things that they can't do in the game. Now it's reverse. They can't do that in the movie, not with that budget.
Well, I think part of it too is like with games, you play it for a longer period of time. I mean, you
do have that attachment.
So it's you can't fit all of that into one movie. There's just no way.
Yeah, but I guess my big complaint between the Tomb Raider the movie compared to the game is that other than that plane scene, I didn't see anything that really came close to the impact. And the moments that they had, like, her dad actually being there.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of they killed it.
Whereas, like, the relationship that in the game that you build with your friend Sam and then the captain guy and even some of the other side characters.
Yeah.
Or like
Himiko not having powers, but just having this disease that she was trying to protect everybody. That's why she went to the island. I mean...
I could get why they didn't go the paranormal kind of route or whatever.
But did it make a better movie by not doing that?
I don't know.
Exactly.
But, I mean, I can say this, like, out of anything, like, I really feel like the actress who played her in this most recent movie, I mean, she definitely did a great job portraying...
Yes, she did.
I'm not quite sure I can do this, but I certainly will try kind of thing.
The funny thing is, I really could see her, and like if they had did this closer to the movie, or let's say like they went like nuts like they did with World of Warcraft. When they did that movie transfer or situation to the movie, and they had that kind of budget, and let's say they executed similar, that would have been amazing. That would have been maybe over the top for what they would want to do, but I think that they would definitely have seen some guaranteed return on investment there. In my opinion. But I mean, you got the wall climbing, you got the snowstorms, you got crazy things they can build off on. Actually, the points where she's like really close to getting hurt, or when she does.
I feel like the other thing is too, one of my favorite parts of the game in and of itself is the survival aspect of it. There are all these crazy things that she has to try to survive, and other than the plane and parachute instance, she's just trying to I mean, they pretty much, it's just landed in her lap where she's not trying to hunt for it, or she's not gathering tools, and she's not gathering information.
I need food. Let me go steal rations from the other guys.
Well, it's just, and it's like this, I mean, she gets to this door and she just miraculously, I know exactly how to fix this because I was playing with that, canister contraption and knew how to open it. I didn't even need the canister that got drowned with the boat, that they made sure we noticed it got left there.
Meanwhile, the extra guy that was there, I mean, they didn't even be praising him. It was like, oh my goodness, he's the one guy. She's messing around for a freaking puzzle. Saving the people. Like, how much does that add to the plot? Are we supposed to save these people? Like, no, we want to find out what's in the tomb. Oh, okay, we found out it was a horrible disease. At one point, I feel like they should have been like, this is what we're getting? But it's really important. Like, okay, we'll take it. Like, no, it's a horrible disease. Like, this is 2000 and come on, we can do this.
Yeah. So.
But I think you want to give a score for this. I kind of like the thumbs up we did last time. So for Tomb Raider, whether people should would you recommend people watching it? And we'll also do a scoring for the video game that's been out since 2013, and we would recommend them playing it if they're new to it at all. So we never seen Tomb Raider, whatever. What do you say?
Are we doing the game or the movie first?
We're doing the movie first. Sorry, the movie first. What rating would you give it?
And is this a 1 up or 1 down or 2?
If you really like it, give it 2. I mean, if you somehow can grow a 3rd, you can give it 3.
I mean, I guess I would give it a thumbs up, just 1. I feel like it was good. It had enough good moments in it that I was entertained through it, and the actress really, she majorly pulled it through. Plus, I really liked the dynamic between her and the captain, even though I don't think he was in it enough at all. I wish he had been in it more. There were parts that definitely brought it down a lot.
Yeah.
But, I feel like the good outweighed the bad.
I would be the exact same. Now, if I didn't play the game beforehand, I
can see them separately, and I can say that it.
Oh no, I didn't say it would change my score.
Oh, okay.
No, but I would say that's why I would harp. Why I would feel like I'm talking negative, because I feel like they could have done so much more. Now I can see what Himiko could have been. Now that I see what Laura Croft could have been, and what's the Matthias and what he could have been to the movie. They could have added so much more if those are the characters that they want to fill in. But still, as a standalone, I can see how this actually compares to Resident Evil back in the first one, not the horrible ones that are coming out, but the Resident Evil, the first one, as kind of that startup movie, and for that adventure, if you enjoyed that, this is not bad. You'll enjoy yourself.
I feel like Resident Evil was better.
Yes.
The first one.
It is better, but I will say this is on par. You will leave feeling like I did not regret buying that ticket. And if they make a sequel,
I wouldn't have paid if I had paid to go see it in the movie theaters, and the amount of money that I would not have been happy with it.
Okay, but if they make a sequel,
because we rented it through Redbox, I was okay with it.
But if they make a sequel, we'll probably go see it.
I'll wait till it comes to DVD.
You think you wait till it comes to DVD?
Yeah.
It better be a good trailer. It better be a good trailer, but because I'm kind of curious of where they could go with the movie version, because I feel like they have no choice but to split off from the movie from the game. The kind of way they ended it and how the game ended. I don't think there's going to be able to compare, but I do think they could gain some headway if they do try, because the Tomb Raider 2, the game version, wasn't as hot as Tomb Raider 1. So that's kind of why I'm curious. I mean, if they that's where they can get an edge if they want to compete.
So
against.
Are we going to rate the game now?
Okay, rating the game. You want me to rate it?
Sure, go ahead.
This is a 3 thumbs up. I don't know if I'm going this third one, but it's a 2 thumbs up. It's a 2 thumb. It's a solid game. That can go in dirt.
Yeah.
Get your minds out the gutter, people.
My mind went there too. I was like thinking, like, should I say something? I'm not going to say something.
Oh no. Oh, okay. This is just 2 thumbs up. I really like the game. There's no other thing going on. This is.
You really liked the game.
Did I mention Laura Croft looked really good in this game? She looked really, really good in this game.
Oh, man.
Anyway, I'm cutting myself off. What do you rate the game?
Oh, well, I definitely...
You give it 3.
No, I don't have a third one. I can't even grow it anywhere.
Oh, boy.
I give it 2 thumbs up. But if, as somebody who is not as great at gaming, I will say that if you don't want to play it, to go to YouTube or Google. I'm pretty darn sure somebody has put it up there.
Here's what you do. If you need help, you find someone, especially if you're single, find someone who plays games because they're not looking for anybody and they're always available. You hook up with them, you just watch them play the game, and you're good. And there you go.
And then you unhook from them.
And then the separation is going to be kind of hard, but at least you got to see the game and be like, oh yeah, I totally know everything, but you don't play games. I know.
Anyhow, so
with that, I leave it to you, Laura. How should we end this off?
I don't know.
Well, how about a farewell, and until next time, you guys, take it easy.
See ya!